him again in this contest.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw, it's Williams. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. That'll go for a gain of 7. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. Moore, the man in motion. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Xavier Howard up to make the tackle.
Well, I sure wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on, because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet sweeps like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter,
the Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
3rd and 5. To the air, Williams. And again back to Kmet. And he will have the Bears first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Left side, Cook. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. To throw, Williams. That's complete. Rome Odunze. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
2nd down and 4. Again, it's Cook. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down. Well, a fake on the jet sweep as they run with Cook up the middle. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. There's a short throw. It's caught by Komet.
As much space to cover, and they're hoping you try and throw it back towards the middle.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They start the drive with Cook. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Play action. Now Williams. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. Looking to throw is Williams. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Here's Williams. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
No receivers open, so he was forced to put that one into Puget Sound. That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
On 3rd and long, here's Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Komet. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the front as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing is Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Komet. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. First down, here's the run with Cook. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And that's to the left side. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Williams' throw here into the hands of Moore. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Williams now looking to throw on 1st and 10. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down. Operating from the gun, Williams. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. To throw once more, here's Williams. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to bring up second down. On second down, here's Williams. Looks for the out route, and it's complete to Komet. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. On 1st and 10, it's Williams. Throwing left side, it's complete. Touchdown, Bears! Rome Odunze. As the first half is winding down, and the Bears are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter.
Of the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
Williams loses the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Williams. And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's second down.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Williams loses the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll start out with great field position. The Chicago offense set to get started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Williams. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Derek Hall in there that time to get him to the turf. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Operating from the gun. Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Komet. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. Looking to throw. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Now, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Williams to the air on second down. A little short pass. This is Everett. There he goes, right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a first down on that effort. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up second down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They're looking at third and a few inches. They'll try and throw with Williams. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Running for it, here's Cook. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Throwing on 1st and 10, Williams. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have recovered.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just... Now Cook hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Whenever I see a team...
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They knew this would be tough on the road divisional round, and that has certainly been the case with the deficit they face in this 4th quarter. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively at second down. To throw, it's Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Komet. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The result, a first down, as a quick slant gets them 14. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On first down, here's Williams. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we...
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready, because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think of the pressure for the players now.